The time is just gone 12 minutes past 8 a.m. as we kick off this morning, taking a look at what has been playing out in South Africa with regard to President Cyril Ramaphosa, Pala Pala, the Section 89 report. And today, the ANC is set to hold a special NEC meeting at 2 o'clock at Nasrec. Now, we've seen the reaction where the president has held a series of meetings until late yesterday. He's even told some of his closest ministers he had no option but to resign, given the fact that he was championing the renewal of the party. And also, at the same time, there are many allies saying that, the report is extremely weak, and also the level of support that he enjoys within the National Executive Committee, which is the highest decision-making body of the ANC. Now, to put all of this into perspective, we're going across to be joined by Levi Ndo, who is a political analyst. Levi, good morning to you, and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the listeners. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yes, all eyes today going to be on at the special NEC meeting at Nasrec this afternoon at 2 o'clock, and this is going to be quite interesting to see what the NEC comes up with and how it responds to what has been playing out in the last 2 days, Levi.
Well, indeed, everybody has to be looking at how they are going to deal with this matter. But equally, would expect very sober minds, and you'll also expect the NEC to be able to come up with decisions that has a potential to save the country, save the ANC, and still build confidence in the ANC. But equally, what we need to look at as well is that you have got a party that is entrenched in sectionalism. You've got a party that is entrenched in the principle of trying to build the party, but equally, you also have the party that is at the corner. So they need to come up with something that will be able to bring confidence to the people.
Yes, it is clear that at this point in time, the party is caught between a rock and a hard place. Considering that President Cyril Ramaphosa has been very likable, I mean, he's enjoyed a huge levels of support within the National Executive Committee. And at the same time, the factionalism that you speak of, and to see how that is or how prominently that is actually going to feature in any decision that the NEC will be reaching today.
That should be a factor that we cannot ignore. But at the same time, the ANC should always be able to draw the line between right and wrong. And the ANC should take decisions that is based on what is supposed to be perceived to be right in the public eyes. But at the same time, the ANC is the party of processes. You'd expect them to develop a process to deal with this matter so that at the end of the day, everybody will say this matter has been dealt with very fairly, it has been dealt with thoroughly, but what should be at the heart of all of them will be to ensure that the ANC comes out of this matter strong and being relevant to what ordinary citizens perceive.
Yes, interesting that you speak about, saving the country and saving the ANC. And this is absolutely important, but it's also going to be quite interesting to see, what sort of balancing act the National Executive Committee of the ANC comes up with, looking at these two scenarios, which are both important, saving the country and saving the ANC, Levi.
Well, this is a very emotional moment for the ANC, but we should also expect that a party that is entrenched in factionalism would also be tempted to take decisions that are based on emotions, take decisions that are also based on punishing others, but also take decisions that might not take South Africa forward. Hence, I would love to say that it's important for the ANC to be very sober in whatever decision that they take, so that at the end of the day, there's a PR exercise that the ANC has to do, but there are matters that the ANC have to focus on. Building the ANC, building its cohesion and unity, but equally to be always relevant to the masses of South Africa. And you also need to see the ANC that is united. What I would expect is to have the ANC that would come out of this situation united, develop programs that will be seen to be relevant to the ANC and South Africans. But if they want to collapse or die, it will also depend on the NEC on how they actually take that.
Yes, but what is also important to understand is to look at the impact should the president resign, and what are the prospects of uniting the organizations, or even possibly even dividing the organization further, Levi?
Well, there are many prospects, a number of expectations that we should have. Firstly, is the question, and the big one is that do we have someone who can take the ANC and South African for and who serve the president resign? Number two, could we still have people trusting the ANC if the president resigns today, and in whatever decision that is taken, whether the president stays on or the president resigns? What impact can this mean to ordinary citizens? But also, there's an area that most of us are very careful not to venture into. The process of the panel that was appointed. Are we comfortable that they came up with the right decisions, and we should actually say nothing should be said about the panel's decision, and we just leave everything as it is? So those are the things that the ANC has to look at as they meet today at 2 o'clock. Another aspect that you need to look at is that you have opposition parties that should be celebrating that it is time now to take advantage of the situation and do whatever they could in order to weaken the ANC, with the ultimate aim of ensuring that at the end of the day, the ANC has to collapse.
Yes, but also, Levi, we know the opposition parties obviously will take opportunity and will capitalize on what is playing out as far as the ANC is concerned. But it's also clear, and we know that there have been cracks within the ANC, and this was confirmed again when one looks at the immediate reaction of Dr. Dlamini Zuma, whose immediate reaction was President Cyril Ramaphosa must resign. And we've seen the ANC come through. We've seen Pulimabi issue a statement as well that, there is only one person within the ANC who will make that announcement. Now, it's there alone. It's clear that, there are those who hold the view that he needs to go. And at the same time, also looking at those that have been supporting the ANC for a long time. We've seen COSATU, for instance, issue a statement as well, saying that, they've been disappointed by President Cyril Ramaphosa, and they saying that, he's disappointed them, he's left workers divided. We've seen the SACP issue a statement similar to that effect as well, because they spoke about the SACP, Ramaphosa having a common vision of fighting corruption. But again, he says, there was nothing where the SACP at this point in time, would be able to provide any support to any candidate as well. So all these cracks are telling me that the ANC has got a lot more to think about than just President Cyril Ramaphosa, whether to keep him in power or they want him to resign.
Of course, a divided party would have divided attention, and a divided party would always have people that will speak in contradiction. A divided party would show all the characteristics that you see in the ANC. But when you are facing very fierce contestation, you would always then get those that are contesting to be speaking in the manner that Nkosazana Zuma is actually speaking. So no one has to be surprised. But you also need maturity in the ANC, in the sense that even though you can have benefits as an individual, what should be seen as the bigger picture would be what would be best for the ANC in South Africa. And my view is that it is up to the ANC to take a decision whether they want to build their party or destroy their party. It is up to the ANC to decide as well whether they want to be seen to be relevant or to be known as a part of divisions or not. So hence I said earlier that you need the ANC that has to take very sober decisions, because we still have the future in South Africa, and if they still want to be relevant, it is up to them to say, South Africa is in our hands, and we need to do all that is best for South Africa.
Yes, but the key question here is: does the ANC have that level of maturity to get out of this mess, or have we just gone far too down the line and being clouded by all these shenanigans that have been playing out, Levi?
They always say that they've always been able to rise above very difficult situations, and then the biggest question would be, is that possible now or not? One does doubt with the level of factionalism and divisions taking place within the party. But one will just hope for the better, because it is up to them, it's in their hands to do what is best for South Africa.
Well, Levi, let's see what develops at the NEC meeting this afternoon, and I'm sure we will be better informed with the outcome of the NEC meeting this afternoon. But for now, we thank you as always for your time with us here on Salam Media. Wishing you all the best.
You're always welcome. Have a wonderful weekend.
Levi Ndau, political analyst, with us this morning, and we're going to go for a quick break. We come back and we will be taking a look at an event that is taking place, and it is called From Darkness to Light, and we will be talking with Nusaiba Brazo.
Rejuvenate.